Over the last week, many of you have seen, like myself, that there have been a lot of people talking about misleading advertising, false advertising, deceptive marketing, myself included. Everybody's talking about whether or not it's even a big deal. People are saying, you know, it's really not that deep. And in the situation that we're describing, it's just makeup, who cares? But is it just makeup? And who does care? So today I want to sit down and do my makeup and talk about why false advertising does matter, whether it is clothing, diet products, makeup, and why we need to care. I think by now, most of you know what is spurring a lot of people to be talking about this. For me, this is bringing about a larger conversation that needs to be had, not just in this one particular instance, but across the board. On either side of the coin, you either have people that are like, hey, this is uncool, this is a lie, we don't appreciate it because you're telling us one thing and the results speak for themselves, and that's just not what's happening. And then you have the other side of the coin, which is what we're gonna talk about today. And that is the people that are saying, oh my God, shut up everybody, it's just makeup. There is no such thing as just when it comes to false advertising. If you okay it for one thing, you're okaying it for everything. And just because it happens doesn't mean we as a collective should be okay with it happening, in my opinion. You aren't just a consumer, but in the eyes of capitalism, yes, you are. You are a consumer and you are somebody that is being advertised to left, right, and center, like constantly all the time, whether you realize it or not. And we're gonna talk about whether you realize it or not. Advertisements are everywhere. And specifically now in the age of influencing, which you're looking at one right now. I'm an online creator. I'm an influencer, so to speak. But you might not even notice that you're being influenced. And this isn't to say that everybody online is a liar. I actually know many people that work in this industry who do this job that are very, very honest, that only accept things when they are truly, really, really in love with the product, myself included. Now, I'm not trying to put myself up on a pedestal here, but what I am trying to say is there are people in this industry, not just makeup, but online in general, who are forthcoming and genuine and will turn down copious amounts of money to stay genuine with their audience. There are also people where it's hard for them. It's hard. It must be hard. Otherwise, why would they do it? There's reasons. I don't know what those reasons are because I'm not going to speak on behalf of those people. I am seeing a lot of people not realizing, because they aren't in this industry, that they are being swayed one way or the other with an undisclosed sponsorship. So I'm gonna tell you from my point of view, as somebody who has done ads, who has worked with brands, who has had all kinds of people come at me and ask me to do things that either I'm not comfortable with or that I am. And I'm gonna tell you what you need to look out for. So I've never done a TikTok sponsorship. I have like hardly any followers on TikTok. I never jumped on the bandwagon. That was my bad. Have seen specifically recently quite a lot of disclosure being hidden. So the Federal Trade Commission is protecting America's consumers. So in reading the Truth in Advertising section of their website, the FTC enforces these truth in advertising laws, and it applies the same standards no matter where an ad appears in newspapers, magazines, online, in the mail, or on billboards or buses. The FTC looks especially closely at advertising claims that can affect consumers' health or their pocketbooks. So when you are an online creator, your job is to properly disclose your ad. In my situation, like with YouTube, and I'll just use myself as an example because I know what I've done in the past. When a company reaches out to you and they are looking to advertise with you on your platform, I can't speak for anybody else, but I can speak for myself. You have every right as the creator to request the product beforehand, try it, and then give your okay on whether or not you feel comfortable doing the advertisement. I have never accepted a product and talked about it that I had not tried previously. That's just how I do things. I can't speak for anybody else and I don't have to. Then after that, they give you like their guidelines, what they want you to talk about, what they won't allow you to talk about. Then you film your piece of content for them and you send it in for approval. Once they give approval for that piece of content, they send you like the copy. So basically you write down your caption and what you have to say. They will approve your caption or they will add things that they want to add to your caption. And then comes the point of disclosure. Now there are some brands that I have had talk to me in the past that have said, hey, just use like hashtag blank partner, hashtag blank ambassador. And they want you to skirt by without using the term hashtag ad because to them, hashtag ad is so obviously sponsored and it might make the consumer or the person looking at the ad not want to buy it when they know that you are sponsored. Now, I have had companies in the past ask me not to do that. And to them I say, I'll fuck off. Whether or not we like to admit it or not, a lot of people will be like, this isn't just because I'm sponsored. And that's true. I do try product. I like the product. I'm telling you about it. I wouldn't talk to you about it if I didn't like it, because the trust that I have with my viewer is the only thing that matters at the end of the day. If I lose your faith in me, then I lose everything that I have. If I lose your trust, then I have nothing. And so I personally, and this is just speaking for myself, I want you to know when I'm sponsored. Yes, you may not buy the product because you think that I'm being disingenuous. That's the point. Because you should side-eye anything you see. You should. Online, you really should always have your wits about you. You should always question everything that you see, because you never know. You never know how much money that person's getting paid. You never know what the terms are behind the contract. And the thing is that according to the FTC, disclosure should be clear and conspicuous. And I'm gonna read to you about that right now to show you what that means. If the disclosure of information is necessary to prevent an ad from being deceptive, the disclosure has to be clear and conspicuous. Here's a practical way to think of it. If a disclosure is truly clear and conspicuous, consumers don't have to hunt for it. It reaches out and grabs their attention. One mnemonic we use is the 4 Ps that can help sharpen advertisers' focus on 4 key considerations. Prominence. Is the disclosure big enough for consumers to read easily? Consumers shouldn't have to scan an ad with a magnifying glass to pick up on the material details of the deal. Regardless of whether a person is looking at the ad on a home theater system or a handheld device, small type can be easy to overlook. Furthermore, consumers shouldn't have to be speed readers to grasp the message. Consider contrast too. White text on a white or light variegated background isn't likely to be noticed. Is the disclosure worded in a way that consumers can easily understand? Using legalese or technical terminology reduces the likelihood that consumers will get the message. Burying important information in a dense block of text is another common tactic that signals "don't read me." Geography matters. Is the disclosure where consumers are likely to look? Proximity. Is the disclosure close to the claim that it modifies? Tiny type aside, another problem with footnotes is their distance from the prominent headline or splashy text designed to draw the consumer in. So say you have something big on the top and then you put it teeny on the bottom. That doesn't count. Clear and conspicuous is a performance standard, not a font size. A disclosure is clear and conspicuous if consumers notice it, read it, and understand it. Clear and conspicuous means people understand, right? And it needs to be available and not something that you have to search for. I see this all the time across the board when it comes to not clear and conspicuous advertising. There is this new way of doing things that I've seen a lot of brands do, and that is that they can skirt the hashtag ad, hashtag sponsored by using partner, because you are partnering with the company. So it'll be like hashtag blank partner, hashtag blank ambassador. And that might be fine. That might be enough for some people. But what I also have seen, and this is another part of the whole FTC Disclosure Act, is that you cannot hide that in the caption where you have to click see more. So it needs to be what? Clear and conspicuous. So it needs to be right there in front of your face. It needs to be the first thing in your caption. So not a lot of people are doing this, and that's why a lot of times it can seem like a genuine piece of content and not a sponsorship, because a lot of people aren't realizing that it even is one, because you have to search for it. When you're an online content creator, you are meant to put the clear and conspicuous disclosure above the fold. It's the top of the caption before you have to click see more. That's above the fold. The see more, once you hit that, anything below that is called below the fold. So you might be listening to all of this and you might think, oh my God, this is way too much. It's not that big of a deal. It's just fucking makeup. Federal minimum wage is in the $7, $7.25, let's say. A mascara, we'll use that as an example, might be $14. That is 2 hours of work for somebody. And if they are taking your recommendation thinking that it's either A, not sponsored, or B, the truth, you would hope, because again, you can't lie in these campaigns. According to the FTC, the fines are heavy. Are they fining people? Probably not enough. But still, I digress. If somebody goes out and buys a product based on your recommendation, it doesn't perform on them the way that it did on you because the ad was misleading. That's a problem. And if you don't think it is, well, I'll give you another example. People go out and buy Fit Tea, hoping to have the results of the Kardashians. This is alleged. You certainly know they didn't use that product. They held it up for a photo because they got paid $1 million to do so. When it's causing laxative effects in young people because they believe the misleading lie of marketing. If you're saying it's okay, then you're saying it's okay to lie to me, and I actually don't care. I actually don't care, because it's just makeup. It's not just makeup. This is one example, and it happens all the time. The beauty industry is maybe the most well known for it because it's really, the beauty industry is a fucking mess. Let me tell you that right now. It's a fucking mess. And people are just the worst and shady and should be ashamed. Honestly, should be ashamed. It's not just us. It's not just beauty. The FTC exists to protect people like you. They exist with rules because if there are no rules, it's just fucking chaos out there. If they don't make rules to this stuff, if they don't have laws on disclosure and what can and can't be said about a product, it's just the wild, wild west out here, baby. We're just fucking photoshopping everything, throwing filters on our videos. Who gives a shit? I love that product. Have I ever tried it? No, I've never even heard of it. Love it, take it every day. We can't have that happening because if you set the precedent that it's okay to lie, then you're saying that it's okay in every single way. You're saying it's okay, lie to me. I don't care because I believe that everything's a lie anyway, so fuck it. No. We gotta hold people to a higher standard, not just accept that everybody's on the low standard. That's not the way that we want things, right? We don't wanna just accept the lie. You call out the lie when you see it. You hold everybody to a really high standard. And when you see something, you say, no, that's not cool. Because there are people out there being honest and turning down money because they are holding you, the consumer, the viewer, they're holding you in mind when it comes to these sponsorships or affiliations with brands. They're holding you in mind, and that matters. It really does. Because if you can't trust what you see, just know that you might know that, but maybe that 12-year-old doesn't. Maybe that mom doesn't, who just worked really, really hard and really wanted something that was gonna change her entire appearance because that's what she was shown that it would do. Or maybe that lady over there who just is so desperate for help. Maybe that guy over there who really saw that this pre-workout really helped that guy. Oh, no, he was on steroids? Oh, Liver King was on fucking steroids? It does matter that the Liver King said that he was taking nothing but raw liver, and then you found out he was taking more steroids than fucking anybody. That does matter because people follow that. They want so badly to believe in something. That's just a fucking lie, dude. You're such an asshole for doing that. And this is just one example from last week and then the week before, and then it's happening all across the board. It's happening in MLMs where people are telling you they're getting these miraculous results and then you find out they're actually fucking struggling more than anybody. It's that we have to hold people to a higher standard, not a lower standard. Point blank, period. That's fucking it. I am tired of seeing people just dismiss it and say that it's no big deal. Fine, okay. So this is a thread from a guy named Rob Frund from @RobertFrundLaw on Twitter. And I saw him discussing the FTC disclosures and some of the issues around it. And I wanted to just kind of show what he had to say on his tweet thread. The FTC requires that any material connection between an endorser, for example, an influencer, and an advertiser must be disclosed clearly and conspicuously. Otherwise, the ad is deceptive and violates Section 5 of the FTC Act. The disclosure requirement is why we have #ad and the like. A material connection is any relationship that might affect the weight or credibility the audience would give the endorsement. Idea being, if you knew that the review was paid for, you'd consider that when deciding to buy. But it's not enough just to have the disclosure. It also must be, like we said, clear and conspicuous, which basically means that you can't miss it. The FTC requires that all advertising must be truthful, not misleading, and substantiated. In the influencer context, this means that all endorsements must reflect the honest beliefs of the influencer, who must have actually used the product. I've been doing this for about 10 years now, and I've seen this time and time again. It's just not just to makeup, but I've seen it with teeth whitening ads. And I've done a video about this, I mean, it was like 4 years ago. I did a video all about these deceptive, lying teeth whitening ads where you see people painting on a product on their teeth and it immediately turns the tooth white. And people will go out and buy these products and you don't even know if you're getting the product in the video. A lot of people are saying like, what's the difference between like this makeup stuff and between Jennifer Aniston saying that she uses L'Oreal Paris hair dye when we know she doesn't? There is no difference. It's bullshit across the board. We shouldn't be okay with any of it, but it's just the way it's been done for so long that people are tired. They're just like, dude, let people get their coin. No, we can't be okay with being lied to just because we have fatigue, just because we have fatigue of the lie. No, fuck that shit. We need to call it out when we see it, and we need to hold each other accountable. And that's that. And as an influencer, and I can tell you this now because I've been doing this for many years, when a brand asks you, hey, just use blank partner, you can tell them no. You can, and I have. You can say, I am using #ad. I'm going to say #ad, or I'm going to use the drop-down paid partnership tool like on Instagram. Like I said, I've never done one on TikTok, but I assume it's very similar. You can put hashtag ad on the screen, hashtag ad in your caption at least, but you can say no. And it is okay, and the brand will still want to work with you, because what are they going to tell you? No, you can't do that actually. Their ass is on the line if they do that. If you say, I'm going to use hashtag ad, and they tell you no, baby, they ain't doing that. They're not going to do it. So just say no. I just thought that because of this situation, it needed to open up a larger conversation because of the discourse that I have seen going around online. I just think that it's really harmful to just be okay with being lied to, be okay with lying. I don't think it's cool. And I don't think that we should be so flippant about it, because it matters. It matters for you. It matters for your kids. It matters for your family, for your friends. Like, why are we okay with these giant companies and these giant influencers making money off of us losing money on something fucking, you don't even know if it's how the product worked or not. Why are people okay with that? I'm certainly not okay with it. I'm certainly not just gonna be like, yeah, that's just the way things are. No. Yeah, we can know things are the way they are, but just because that's the way things have been doesn't mean that's the way things need to continue. And I don't know, I just think it's crazy to me how like people are so willing to like be like write it off because it's their favorite influencer. You don't fucking know that person at all. Like even me, take everything that I say with a grain of salt. Do it. Do it. Please. Please. You don't know me and you shouldn't trust me. Yeah, I hope that I have built your trust over the 10 years that I've had this platform, but you don't know my heart. You don't know the deals that are going on behind the scenes. You have no clue. And that's okay. That's fine that you don't know like the inner workings of the influencer space, but many people don't disclose at all. Many people don't use the paid partnership tool, hashtag ad, or fucking put partner in the, and I've seen this time and time again from even some of the biggest YouTube influencers, TikTok especially. I've seen a lot of undisclosed ads on TikTok across the board with tons of people. And it's just becoming more and more common because it's so easy to skirt the law when people don't even really know, or you're just kind of doing the bare minimum and hoping that it gets by. I just hope that it always is something as minimal as makeup, you know? But somebody's hard-earned money that they work for, them taking your word for it, that super matters. Look, I might seem dramatic in this video, and that is because I have had the stomach flu or something of the like for the last 3 days. I don't feel good, and I'm feeling feisty about it. And so forgive me if I'm fucking annoyed at the shit I see going on online, because you know what? I've had a damn enough. Come on. We have to be better than this. We have to. We have to care. We have to care about shit. And it's really easy at the collective fatigue that we feel online to not care about this kind of stuff because, again, it feels so frivolous and trivial. It doesn't seem to matter to a lot of people because, again, makeup just washes off. It's really not that big a deal. Who cares if somebody goes out and buys a makeup product off your recommendations? It's just makeup. Okay, well, when you compare it to like medical supplies, sure, but where does it stop? Does it stop at false advertising of a weight loss product? Pills or hair products, food, and what it can do for your body? Like, we have to have higher standards for this stuff, not lower standards. Are you kidding me? Crusts, RawBeautyKristi. I said that 2023 is gonna be my year of not giving a fuck. And I can say that I'm sticking to that. I just wanna say what I wanna say, and I wanna say it with my chest. Because I think it's fucking crazy where we've gone as a society in many different aspects, and this is just one of them. And this isn't me trying to get too deep, too weird, blah, blah, blah. It's just to say, like, we've got to hold ourselves to higher standards. We have got to protect the little guy. We have to. It's really, really, really easy for us to fall in love with some faces of people that we see online, but like, don't forget that many of these people, and not all, but many of these people are like making millions of dollars, you guys. Like, we're talking crazy money. And I guess what I want to say to everybody is to always take everything that you see online with a grain of salt. From me included. Everybody. You don't know them. You don't. And you should trust them as far as you can throw them. It is so imperative that we aren't misleading our viewers. It's like the one job we have. If our one job as somebody that reviews product or that talks about things online, that we just have to make sure that we're doing it with integrity. That's it. And it's really, really, really easy to let money talk, but like, money comes and goes, baby. It does, but our reputation doesn't. So that's really all I wanted to say today. Who am I? I'm just some lady on the internet. I'm just another person talking about shit. Who even am I? I don't know. You don't have to defend people either. It's okay to disagree with people. It's okay to disagree with their decisions. Just because they've done something wrong doesn't mean you have to cancel them for life. Just because something was disingenuous doesn't mean you can never trust them again. But side-eye it all. You know what I'm saying? Come on. We don't have to cancel people. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying hold people accountable. We have to. I think if you know, then you can start to look for this kind of stuff. Then you can just have your wits about you a little bit. So if you know what to look for, you know, hashtag ads, really great. You see somebody raving about something and you're like, man, this looks too good to be true. Click on the see more. Maybe you'll see hashtag blank partner in there, hashtag blank ambassador. Maybe you'll see those down into the comments. I don't know. Maybe you won't. Maybe it is genuine. And there are things that I love that when I talk about them, people are like, sponsored much? No, but the thing is that there's so many fucking people online that lie about that shit that everything starts to seem like a lie, right? And that's all I really wanted to say today. I hope you guys liked this video. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will see you at my next one. Bye!